I'm thinking about animals and how sometimes they symbolize things about us. And of course, I'm thinking today about, well, two things. I'm thinking about first butterflies, and I'm thinking about tadpoles. And we all know how butterflies represent people who go through change and transition, and how sometimes, it'll represent how a person cocoons themselves when they go through a change, and how they just shield themselves, and you don't even know where they are because they're so shielded. But then they emerge, of course, as you know, into this beautiful new being. And some people even take that as life and death, of leaving this life and then representing when they're reborn in spirit. And that's very, some people feel that butterflies represent visits, even to remind them that they're being maybe watched from the other side. But anyway, then there's, of course, tadpoles, and they do things a little bit differently. Frogs do. And I find this very interesting about frogs, and it makes me wonder if frogs might represent some of you that might be watching. Because frogs, as you know, start out as tadpoles, and they're not only, going through a change like the butterfly, an outer change, a profound outer change, but they really do it, in full view of everybody, and they do it in such a way that they actually leave one realm, of water to go to the air realm that we live in. So it's not only an outer, but an inner change, and a change of where they are and everything else. But here's what I'm thinking. That's how I think people are when they're born. They're out there with everybody and they're little, and the environment can make such a huge difference and impact. Because, if something goes wrong in the environment, amphibians are the first ones to show that there's something going on wrong. And so you can see that they sometimes get mutated, and weird things happen to them because of the bad changes in their environment. But when there's good changes in that environment, of course, then they metamorphose into something, pretty awesome. But frogs, too, if you're a frog person, they're very sensitive. Also, as I said, but they're also very powerful. Now, if you're a very, very sensitive person, you may not realize how powerful you are. But think of it like this. Down there in Amazon, them little bitty beautiful little frogs, the poison or the chemical that's on their back can be used for great poison, which can harm a lot of people. But if it's used the right way, it can be a great medicine for greater and greater amounts of people. It's how that's used. And also you think, well, so sensitive, they can't possibly be powerful in this way, but they can survive stuff that's crazy. I mean, there's frogs that get frozen, completely frozen in the Arctic. I'm not making that up. They thaw out, they're fine. There's some that dig down into the desert, under the ground, and everything dries out. It rains, they come out, they're surviving. So if you're like that, if you're a frog person, yeah, you're going to get colored, you're going to get changed by your environment, especially when you're very, very young. And if it's been good changes and all, it's going to benefit you. But if not, that means, yeah, you might have some stuff you got to overcome, but you've got the power and the strength and the great sensitivity that you have will actually give you what you need to be, super duper awesome, and come out of that one world of emotion and depth and what was into a whole new world where you're climbing trees and and doing all grades of interesting stuff and being part of two worlds, even, this world and maybe, spirit realm or mental and emotional realm, however you want to look at it. Anyway, it's just my thought for today.